DIAGEO. Last year, as part of its effort to support social justice in America and help Black communities and businesses recover from COVID-19, DIAGEO launched the $20 million DIAGEO Community Fund. For the initiative, DIAGEO committed $10 million to fund permanent endowments at 25 historically Black colleges and universities across the country. DIAGEO's contribution will help decrease the wage gap of Black graduates entering corporate America and provide much-needed financial assistance to thousands of students. DIAGEO's initiative also aimed to help restaurants recover from the COVID-19 crisis, which included contributing $3 million to the Raising the New York State Bar Restaurant Recovery Fund, working with the City of Chicago and donating $2.5 million to help organizations design creative outdoor areas that support neighborhood businesses and arts and culture in underrepresented communities, and committing $2.5 million to the Seattle Raising the Bar Recovery Fund to support minority-owned small restaurants and help reactivate the city's hospitality industry. DSM. DSM is committed to taking action to curb climate change by reducing the environmental impact of its operations. DSM began testing solar power as a viable alternative energy source to reduce its carbon footprint by converting unused space at its sites on the East Coast into solar fields. Encouraged by the results of its testing, DSM partnered with Mockingbird Solar Center to accelerate its goal of operating on 100% renewable electricity in North America. Thanks to these efforts, in 2021, DSM reached 100% renewable electricity for its 36 North American sites, reducing its carbon footprint by an additional 50 kilotons. Through this initiative, DSM has returned tremendous profits to its shareholders, made a material impact around the world on climate through innovation and investment, and advocated to more than 100 congressional offices in the last 12 months on climate issues. HITACHI. As the pandemic forced a shift to remote and hybrid learning in classrooms across the country, HITACHI and the HITACHI High-Tech America's Inspire STEM Education Outreach Program team got to work developing a remote extension to its program to allow for a hands-on experience with a scanning electron microscope for both in-person and virtual learning. This extension accommodates schools that operate with a hybrid learning model, allowing students remotely and in the classroom to have the exact same learning experience. The program has had nearly 75,000 participants and makes the scanning electron microscope and its educator-created lessons accessible to everyone at no cost. Now, the program is in museums and schools around the world. Randstad. 7 years ago, businesses in the Metro Atlanta area, a hub for human trafficking, were challenged to commit to developing an initiative to help end human trafficking. Randstad accepted this challenge by creating the Higher Hope program. Higher Hope creates futures for women in underserved communities who are at risk of exploitation through homelessness, human trafficking, and domestic violence by providing opportunity through education and employment. The initiative is delivered across 2 phases that take place over 9 months. During the first phase, the women participate in a 12-week interactive career readiness training with classes that focus on confidence, business acumen, team building, and interview preparation. The second phase consists of a 23-week paid apprenticeship with on-the-job training. Finally, the participants receive placement in a temporary or permanent employment opportunity where Randstad and its community partners offer 6 months of career transition support. UNIBAIL-RODAMCO-WESTFIELD. In response to last year's social unrest, UNIBAIL-RODAMCO-WESTFIELD rolled out a nationwide community social justice campaign designed to make tangible, direct impacts on the socioeconomic empowerment of underserved and minority communities across the United States. This commitment began internally when URW laid out and expanded a series of purposeful business objectives focused on its diversity and inclusion principles and created task forces to tackle each of these issues. Externally, URW formalized partnerships with over 40 nonprofits nationwide, focusing on people of color in the communities URW serves, administered over 80,000 vaccines as part of its nationwide vaccine drive, developed its first-ever Equality Response Plan to refocus the company's corporate philanthropy program onto minority-targeted organizations, and relaunched the #URW4Jobs program, with a new focus on providing career development services and job placement opportunities to minorities. Those are just a handful of the ways that URW's programming expanded its support for the economic empowerment of people of color in the diverse communities it serves.